Rise and reach for the stars, wild ones. It's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Cancer Tarot reading for April 2021. Okay, so before we get started, I've got to remind you that this is April 1st is just a couple days away. That starts my Kickstarter for my brand new book, the Spirit, Totem, and Power Animals, the complete book of animal spirit guides, a 700-page 9x11 full-color book. It's the most comprehensive book on the subject anywhere in the world. There are 300 two pages each, animal descriptions that will bring you in closer relationship with your animal allies and nature. There are prayers and intentions. There are articles about sigils and talisman and how to create them, and there are sample interpretations and all kinds of information about numerology and color theory and just, you know, everything that will go into you more easily recognizing and more easily being able to come again into deeper relationship with your animal allies. Kickstarter begins on April 1st. The link is in the comments below. Please, please, please do yourself a giant favor. Get this book. It's discounted during Kickstarter only. You'll be so thrilled when you get this book. All right, here we go. On to the tarot card readings. Oh, Cancers, my brethren and sisterin, I honor you so, I always honor you, but this month, you have agreed to show up and do some vitally important work for the month of April 2021. And God, I love you for it. I truly do. And the world loves you for it. And here's what all of that means. So the overview card that came out, the overview Spirit, Totem, and Power Animal for this month's tarot card readings for the whole Zodiac, right? I always do an overview that's like, this is what the month is about for everybody, this animal and this tarot archetype. And then we break it down even more individually. Well, this month I'm running my Kickstarter for the new book, the Spirit, Totem, and Power Animals, the complete book of animal spirit guides. And it's the biggest work in the world that I could find on the subject of Spirit, Totem, and Power Animals. It's 700 pages. There are 300 animals. Each animal gets 2 pages. It's full of information about how you get in deeper relationship with and work with the medicine and energy of your animal allies. I have to be honest, it's quite something. Now, that's not due to me. That's due to the animal allies channeling all of this stuff through me. And I just show up every day, clock in, do what they tell me to, and I clock out, right? Okay. But crazily enough, I was told to run the Kickstarter during April because it's Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Month. And that's a subject, obviously, that I'm very passionate about, like, you know, on so many levels and in so many ways. And who comes along for the collective for these, tarot card readings is Elephant. It's the Justice card in my deck, which, if you're just joining me, welcome. And for you longtime subscribers, thank you so much. So I read from my own award-winning history-making Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. It is based on the Rider-Waite Tarot, but like you see here, each card, each tarot card has an animal that wanted to be representative of it. Well, it being Prevention of Animal Cruelty Month, and then the Justice card comes out, and it's the elephant, that already let me know right there that the animal allies are working even harder during the month of April to get us all to do more to prevent that cruelty. And now the elephant has also come out for you, Cancer. And I'm just blown away because one of the charities, it's a very small charity, and I know people, they have such an uphill battle, but I have pledged to donate at least $5,000 of my profits from this Kickstarter campaign, from the sale of the book, to animal charities that fight, to prevent animal cruelty. And one of them is cruelty against crustaceans. And I won't go into the gory detail, but I've got to believe that you know how lobsters and crabs and other crustacean, crayfish and that kind of thing, or crawfish, how they're cooked. It is, it's cruel. It's cruel. And there are, if you have to go about it, there are much more humane ways to go about it. And Switzerland, I believe, is the first country that says that a crustacean must be brain dead before you can boil them to eat. And, they're trying to get at least that step instituted across the world. And then eventually, maybe hopefully people won't eat them at all. That's going down, a place we don't want to go down. But that is so deeply personal to the archetype into the spirit totem, the archetype of Cancer, and then that zodiac sign, and then crabs as a spirit totem and power animal, because your birth totem, Cancers, are crabs. And now you've got the elephant card, the justice card. Whether it's that, cause that you're being asked to stand with, or it's another animal-related cause that prevents cruelty to animals, you are absolutely being asked to stand even taller this month, and fight against that, which is going to be right up your alley, because as a water sign, and your motto is, I feel, you understand suffering and pain, and you're such a healer that you can see immediately how to help heal it. This is like your moment in the sun this month, and it's like the whole animal kingdom is waiting for you to show up. Now, having said that, let me say this. More that rolls into this for you, Cancer, is that April is the height of Aries season, and the sign of the warrior reminds us all of our mission to protect animals and nature. And then later on in the month, we transition into Taurus season, the sign of practicality and hard work. And, the bull, it's associated with abundance and comfort, but it's that trudge, hard work, stay on the, stay on task, remember your mission, always work towards the mission, right? Okay. Well, for all the joy and wisdom that animals bring into our lives, this is such a great month to reflect on how we can help them in return. And you specifically are being called to do that. Now, because the elephant as an animal, spirit guide symbolizes justice in my deck, and it is appropriate, like crazy over the top appropriate, to have that, that energy working with you during the month of April. Elephants are not just about doling out karma and justice, but it's a call for us to reflect more deeply on the consequences of our own actions overall. That can be with people, other beings, the environment, facets of ourself, our own lives. And elephants never forget. And they're just so finely attuned to the empathy and social contracts that allow groups to work together to bring a true community together, that it's whether you sit down and you think about it or not, you're going to have some mirror held up to you with elephant's guidance that's going to ask you to take some time during April 2021 to become more aware of the short and long-term implications of your own choices and actions. Because when elephant is working with you, there is just no room to cut corners. Unjust decisions are going to bring consequences. Now, speaking of community, I really hope that you have registered. It's free at my forums. They're private forums. They're very safe. They're moderated. Gatheringofmystics.com. And we get into deep dives about everything spiritual, everything divination, everything shamanism, everything tarot and auras and zodiac and spirit totem and power animals. You get it. Psychic stuff, right? You get it. So I hope you go over there, because again, this is going to be a big month for you, and you probably might have some questions or need some support during this month. Now, when elephant is walking with you during the month of April, for your zodiac sign, that's going to help you through transitions that may shake your foundation a bit, but elephant helps you to see that a higher order of justice and balance is at work. Even if you can't imagine how to right every wrong, righting every wrong is not your mantle to wear. Righting the wrongs that you can right, that's your mantle to wear. But remember, you're like me. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a water sign. You're like Pisces. We run around trying to save the whole world, and eventually we find that our well is dry, and it is never good when a water sign is dehydrated. So especially spiritually dehydrated, that never works very well at all. So pace yourself, do what you can, but when you can do something, you've got to stand strong. Now, some major transits underway for this month include a Mercury transit into Aries on April 3rd. That's going to bring clarity and assertiveness to your communication. On the 14th of this month, Venus enters Taurus, and that's a sign, the sign ruled by this planet, which is going to place a greater emphasis on love, beauty, and creature comforts. Now, then you get just a couple days later, on the 16th, and the Sun in Aries forms a square with Pluto in Capricorn, and this can really present challenges between what you personally desire and your best laid plans and ambitions. Your need to dig deeper and unpack traditions and routines that stifle your dreams. Those challenges, they may block you a bit from that. And you may have to contend with traditions or hierarchies that stand in the way of your quest, but the road isn't truly blocked. It's just that you're being called to either dig under it, go around it, go over it, or just go right through it, because it's not really a true obstruction. It's like the what if game. Well, what if this happens? Or what if this happens? Don't play the what if game. Just go for it. You're being called to do that. And your crab as your, birth totem for your zodiac sign, and then elephant who's come for you, in this Cancer tarot reading, that's really going to work very well for you. Now, on April 19th, the sun enters Taurus, and you may feel an urge to spend more time in nature or with your animal friends. And this is a great time to shine a light on what you value and set your priorities accordingly. And so you may have a boost in your finances now. Then on April 23rd, Mars enters Cancer and makes this home and family a higher priority. You might become more focused on nurturing others, and your protective instincts can border on obsession or jealousy if you aren't careful. Now, on April 27th, Cancer, Pluto in Capricorn begins a retrograde cycle, and this also reiterates the lessons of Elephant and the Justice archetype, because Capricorn deals with the traditions and structures that seem unchangeable, yet Pluto kind of deals with the drilling deep beneath the surface to uncover the hidden truths and transform our structures and systems into ways that are just, I don't know, more fair and more just, right? So this retrograde cycle may call on you to revisit and review those aspects of business, finances, career, government that weren't equitable to begin with, and the need to be revised. So the good news for your zodiac sign is that on the new moon in this month, which is April 12th, is also in the sign of Aries, and that's a really good time to delve into new projects, plans that require focus, confidence, and assertiveness. Take action now while your passions are engaged, because we're talking about astrology, right? And we're talking about zodiac signs, but at the core of every zodiac sign is the animal. Now, except for Libra, everybody always asks me about that, and Libra is about the scales of balance, right? And so what you can always liken that to are animals that, how does that correlate to the animal allies? It's any animal whose symbolism and meaning is about balance. That can often be the two-tone animals, panda bears, zebras, orcas, that kind of thing. And not just black and white. Like if you've got a dog or something or a cat that's like all white and a rust colored, like I believe it's water spaniels are, that kind of thing. That's what you're talking about. And you can align with any of those animals to give you, when you take a look at what crab means, right, in symbolism and meaning as a spirit totem power animal, they're very confident and very assertive. They can be this big, but if they're going to come at you with their crazy little claws, they mean to take action, and they mean for it to hurt, and they mean to get you gone out of their space. So that you're being called to do that this month. And then on April 27th, the full moon in Scorpio, well, now you've got Cancer in alignment with Scorpio, Scorpio being the most psychic sign of the zodiac. And all of us water signs, you, me the Scorpio, you the Cancer, and then all you Pisces out there, we're all about the feels, and we're all about the mystical, and we're all about the intuitive, and using those abilities to help usher in transformations that are going to lead us, to personal empowerment. Because once you come to the place where you trust your intuition, your psychic abilities, it gives you, it just gives you such a feeling of power, but not in a way, just wow, I know what I know kind of way. It's a confidence, right? So this is going to be a great time. Towards the end of the month, it's going to be a fantastic time for you to enhance your intuition, to develop your psychic abilities, your mediumship skills, even your intuitive tarot reading, and forming deep connections with others to help find your inner authority. So I hope that was helpful. Pick up a copy of your Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. For goodness sake, do yourself a favor. Please go join my forums, gatheringofmystics.com, gatheringofmystics.com. It's turning into a pretty large community of people that want to talk about all things spiritual, shamanism, spirit totem power animals, zodiac, astrology, auras, crystals, psychic, tarot, et al. And the people there are truly, truly magical. All my wild ones, right? So, and also remember, Kickstarter begins on April 1st. and you'll find a link all over my social media and being emailed to you soon. And so all of that being said, what's the most important thing? To do good for animals and to stay wild.